Hello everyone, welcome to another recitation on AWS. In this recitation, we will cover how to connect to your remote EC2 instance through VS Code. So VS Code is an open source editor. So this recitation is particularly for people who like to write their code as Python scripts and execute it as scripts. And it's perfectly fine if you feel more comfortable using the Jupyter Notebooks interface, in which case you can skip this recitation and stick to the Jupyter Notebooks recitation covered before. So let's start. So for this recitation, I'm assuming that you have an EC2 instance set up and you have the PEM key downloaded while creating your EC2 instance. This PEM key will basically be used to access the EC2 instance remotely using an SSH connection through VS Code. So before we jump into connecting our VS Code to the EC2 instance, we'll have to carry out some steps on the PEM file. So we'll have to change the permissions of the PEM file to be compatible with a remote SSH connection. So to do it, if you are using a Linux distribution like Ubuntu, you will you will have to run the chmod command. So my PEM file here is 11785 spring.pem. And for changing the permissions, I'll use chmod, and the permissions required for the SSH connection are 400. So I'll make them chmod 400 11785, and that's it. Doing this in Windows is a bit more complicated. So to do this in Windows, you'll have to right click on your PEM file, go to properties, security, click on advanced. Now here you have to click on disable inheritance, which will give you a prompt, and select remove all inherited permissions from this object. So basically you have reset the permissions that this PEM file has. And now you want to click on add, select principal. And in this dialog box, you'll have to type in your username. And for this particular username, you will have to then select full control, click OK, click apply, and OK. So as you see, the permissions for this PEM file have changed. And that's it for configuring your PEM file key on Windows. Now, next step, we'll move to VS Code. So this is a template file that I'll be using to test everything that we're working on. So this is just a placeholder code, nothing specific. So the first step is to install the remote SSH extension. So click on the extensions tab, search for remote SSH. This is the one we are looking for, remote SSH. It's provided by Microsoft. And you'll have to install this and enable it. Once you enable it, you'll see the green symbol appear at the bottom left of your VS Code window. And that's when you know it's been installed successfully. So now to configure this SSH connection, click on the green symbol and click on open SSH configuration file. You'll see a couple of files here, but you want to select the one that ends with .ssh/config. So when you go to your EC2 instances page and click on the instance that you want to connect to, you'll see a public IPv4 DNS address. You want to copy this address and paste it in front of host name. So this is that's what this is. You want to set the user as Ubuntu, and the identity file has to be the path to your PEM file. So this is the path on your local computer, so you can customize it based on whatever that is. And once this file is set, you can now connect to the remote host. And to do that, you can again click on the green symbol, connect current window. So the SSH configuration file setup is a one-time thing. You don't have to do it every time, but connecting to the remote host, you will have to do every time. So you can click on the green symbol, click on connect current window to host. And this is the host name that we have set in the config file. You can click on that, continue. So as you can see, our SSH connection has been established to the remote server. And the good thing about VS Code is you can access the remote server as a file system and through a terminal right from VS Code itself. So you can open folder, and this is the root directory /home/ubuntu, and you can just go ahead with that. So now if you create a new file here, let's say we create test.py, you are actually creating a file on the remote server. So as you can see, test.py was created along with the files that are already present on the instance. And this terminal is again connected to the remote server. So whatever you run on this terminal is actually running on the remote instance that we have. So let's copy over some template code to run on our remote server. So this is just some template code to show loader. So it's nothing specific. This can be any code. So when you are using VS Code to run your model training, this will be this script will contain your data loading, your pre-processing, and your model training code. So this was just to test the implementation. So basically that's it. You have connected your VS Code to your remote server, and you can now write your code, create files, and run them through this terminal, all within VS Code itself. Now, another thing you might want to do is run your scripts in the background. So let's say if you want to close VS Code or shut down your machine, you still want your script to be running on the AWS server, and you don't want to maintain the connection to the AWS server. So for that purpose, we will be using tmux. So you will have to install tmux using sudo apt install. So as you can see, tmux was already installed. So tmux basically operates in terms of sessions. So you can create a new session. So you can give it any name. I have chosen to name it tmux demo1. And as you can see, we have switched into a tmux terminal, and I can again run our test file here. And now you can exit from this tmux terminal without stopping the execution of this code. This way, even if once you detach from the tmux session, you can close your VS Code, or you can even disconnect from the AWS instance. But as long as the AWS instance is running on your AWS console, this code will continue executing. So this is particularly helpful when you have a long running model training that let's say you want to let it run overnight. So to exit from the tmux session, you press Control B and then colon. So this will show you that the terminal control has changed. And then here you type in detach. And this has brought you back to the original terminal. And here, if you do tmux ls, you can see the name of the session that we have created, tmux demo 1. Now, if I want to log back into this particular session and see what's been going on with the file that I have been executing, we can try, we can do tmux and tmux attach session, and then the name of the session that we have used. We have to use the -t argument here. T stands for target. And as you can see, our file is still executing, and it wasn't stopped just because we exited from this particular terminal. And another thing that this can be useful for is, let's say you're running a model training and it is not occupying the entire of your GPU, and it can accommodate another simultaneous training run. So you can create another session. So you can create another session and run a separate experiment in this session. So the experiment running in this session will not interfere with the file that is running in your another tmux session, and these two will basically be independent and go on in parallel. So if you see that your script is not utilizing your compute resources fully, you can run multiple experiments in parallel and get the best out of it. So if you see, if we go back into our first tmux session, you can see that it's still running, and same with the newly created tmux session, which is running the same file, which can be a different file, but in this case it's the same file, which is basically running in parallel right now. So that's it for this recitation on how to connect VS Code to AWS. Thank you.